Look back over my life. Oh, you sure been good to me. When I was down and out, didn't have a dime, you made a way so many times.
Good morning to Astro Kid, Water Coffee, and Allegedly. Good morning, Keltney. Good morning, Bella Joy. Good morning, Cassie.
You've been a mother for me. You've been a father for me. You've been a sister. You've been a brother for me. You didn't leave. Stayed by my side.
I have to give y'all some Southern Baptist music.
Listen, I could have been dead, sleeping in my grave. Oh, you made my enemies. Lord, you brought me.
What's good, Glossy Bossy? What's good, OG? Good morning. Good morning, Pretty Monita. Even Zulu giving him some praise. Well, praise him then, Zulu. Praise him. Will you give the Lord some praise? Zulu praising the Lord. What praise him, Zulu? Give the Lord some praise. Y'all, what is good, y'all? Good morning to everybody. Y'all, and hey to Phenomenal, hey to Film the War, hey to Corrine and Bubbles and everybody that came up in here. Y'all, this is a crazy debate that I see going on here. I listened to Pizarro's live earlier this morning, and if we are going to be honest, just based on what I heard on that live, with Rico bringing his mom up into it, they honestly made Jay Wilson's point, in my opinion. And y'all know me and Jay Wilson ain't on the best terms, but I have to be honest. No, I'm not a Christian. But I grew up Christian, so I never forget the music and the roots that I was growing up with. But I'm spiritual. I believe that everybody has their own personal walk with God. Nobody can walk with God with you. You can only do that. I believe that people have their own interpretation of what the scripture says. I believe that there are so many different books of the Bible that are missing from the scripture to the point to where in my mid 20s I didn't denounce the scripture, but I just said, "Hey, I think I know enough based on what I've learned in my childhood and upbringing." And I feel like I just try to live my life based on what I know already. So that's what that is. But I feel like people have played into Jay Wilson's point, y'all. Y'all, I had to put my laptop at the top of the sofa, child. Cause when Zulu was trying to get the Lord some praise, he was over here trying to jump on my laptop, y'all. Cause I be sitting right here up on the sofa and I have my laptop up in my lap. But then whenever he ready to tell y'all something, y'all, he be jumping up here and he be up here pressing buttons and stuff. So anyway, let me go on to about the generational curses, y'all. And y'all can ask me about my religious beliefs or my spirituality. I really don't have any religious beliefs, but I do have spirituality. Um, I've never gone astray from what I was taught, but I just embraced and broadened myself in what I know today. This is my problem with that generational curse stuff, which Rico, in all honesty, I don't think you should have brought your mama on here. And I'm saying that from a place of genuineness. I understand your mama had a testimony to give, but you just gave a new person for people to try to cut down. And that's a new person that people have become familiarized with in order for them to try to dismantle your beliefs and what you say on here. And then that's also a new person for you to be able to for people to be able to come at you with and use them. Okay, thank you, Rico. Rico, I'm happy you here. Cause Rico, I think you should have kept your mama to you. I mean, hell, Rico, we have been introduced to so much about your life. Keep your mama to yourself. Keep your mama to yourself now. And the thing is, Rico, I'm happy that you're here because I want to say this. I put it on my community wall, and I'm happy that you are here because I didn't want you to think I was being shady towards you because I promise you I'm not. But the reason why I feel like people had proved Jay Wilson's point is because I listened to the replay because I wanted to hear what your mama had to say. And I listened to that replay. I heard y'all denounce homosexuality and bisexuality. Y'all said that was a generational curse. Get down, Zulu. Get down. 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 Y'all hear how he be pissed off? Down. 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 We done praising the Lord. Get down. Child, let me put my laptop on higher ground so he don't mess with it. But okay, so Rico, I understand what you were trying to do, bring your mama. What? I'm trying to talk to Rico. Get down. Get down. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can get him a Dorito or something. Now go on. Y'all, I had to get him a chip. Child, I had some Mexican food. I had Mexican food 2 nights ago. And y'all, I just be leaving the Doritos. Zulu liked the Doritos, not the Doritos, but the tortilla chips. that come with the Mexican food, he like them. And so I saved them for him. So I had to give him one for him to go on. But so, Rico, this is why I think y'all place so much emphasis upon homosexuality and on bisexuality being the generational curse. But if we are going to be honest, the generational curse, in my opinion, is from you being conceived from a lady at such a young age. Because if math serves me correctly, and you are 32 now, but you about to be 33 in the new year, and your mama is 48, then that means that she had to have had you at about 14 or 15 years old. To be honest, I think that that's the problem. Outside of her being bisexual, outside of you being homosexual, I really think that that's the problem. And that's where y'all need to lead with and think about. Because I don't know if it was a grown man that did that. I don't know. I don't know if it was some little teenager that did that. But what I do know is that Rico came into the world by someone who was so young that they were not even equipped to raise Rico. Now, even whenever people talk about, or at least whenever I heard, his mama said that they were raised together. Your child should not be raised with you. I know it's a lot of young parents, Rico, but what I'm saying is that's the generational curse. Not no homosexuality, not no bisexuality, but being raised by young parents, that's the generational curse. Because you were too young to even provide and lay down the foundation for your child. And this gave me even, hey, no, Zulu, no. This gave me even more insight about the things that you went through, because I'm like, okay, people making fun of him, but his mama said that they was raised together. So if they had to be raised together, I agree. But if your mama is saying that y'all was raised together, then she was still trying to find her way when you was here. So I don't believe that Rico got the proper upbringing. But then people get on here and make fun of him about the things that he done gone through or what we done seen him go through and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, his mama said it all. His mama said it all, y'all. And I'm not dragging your mama Rico by no means, am I? I'm just listening to what we saw, and I'm just analyzing it. And I honestly think that many of the people who have been on your back should get off your back. Should really get off your back about this. I always felt like Rico was doing the best he could, but I didn't know the circumstances. No, I know you're not, but Rico, at this particular point, you are the one that I'm speaking of because your mama came on here to speak about you. No, I know that you're not the only one. Rico, let me be honest with you. I have plenty of younger cousins who have had kids that they could not raise or that they had to be raised with. And I tried to step in. But even up in this beef sector, people will swear up and down that I didn't even help because I didn't. I'm not judging you, Rico. I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you. But people up on YouTube and in this B sector will say that I didn't help raise a child when I know that it was so many people that had to help with Rico. If his mama was so young, y'all. If his mama was so young. And Rico, that's why I was hesitant to even come and give my commentary based on it. Because I'm not judging your mom. She did the best that she could, but she was so young. But what I'm saying is, why can't we call that a generational curse? Why is it that y'all's sexuality have to be the generational curse instead of the fact that there are young people having babies? Instead of the fact that there are young people having babies that they are not ready for. You know, in the Black community, that runs rampant. And I'm telling you, Rico, I'm not judging you because I have younger cousins who have had babies that they were not able to take care of. We see this all the time. And it's not just in the Black community, it's everywhere. I'm simply saying, if anything is setting somebody up for a generational curse, that is. And I'm not judging anybody. But I'm saying that your mama needs to lay down her burden about being bisexual. I'm saying that you need to lay down your burden about being bisexual. I'm saying that at the end of the day, the generational curse is for whatever reason. We have the younger people within our families making babies that they are not even old enough to really be able to deal with. Cause I don't think that we should be raising our children with us. People talk about the fact that your child should not be your best friend. Well, your child should not be your sibling either. Your child should not be raised with you. And so that was my thing. It's like now that right there would be the generational curse because your mama was a child trying to raise you. And then now people are trying to ridicule you up on this motherfucker because of the things that they feel like you lack, but they didn't even know your whole story and where you came from. And my question is, where is the outrage for the younger women who get impregnated by a man and they have kids before they are ready to? Where is that outrage? Yes, they can do the best that they can with the child. But yeah, where is that outrage? And no, Rico, I don't feel sorry for you. I just have a better understanding about what you went through. But you cannot knock a 14 or a 15-year-old for how they raised their child when they were 14 or 15 years old when they had the child. Child, you cannot judge a 14 or 15-year-old for how they raised their child. But if we're going to point out generational curses, I've seen in my own experience, this is Rico aside, 14 and 15-year-olds in my own life experience who have kids that they have to try to provide for, they typically have come from a household of somebody else who was that young having kids. And then the ones before them came from somebody else who was that young having kids. And then their kids end up having kids young. That's a generational curse. That's a generational curse. Hey, Ronnie Q. Hey to everybody. That's the generational curse, y'all. Not no bisexuality and not no homosexuality. The curse is whenever you see generations of people being born within the same family and the mother is too young to accept that responsibility. And no, I don't blame the mother. But it's like, okay, well, my mama had me young, so now I had my kids young, and now I just raised my kids and they having them young, and now everybody is young trying to do their best. That's the real generational question, the generational curse, in my opinion. That is true, Rico, but she was still young. She was still young, Rico, and I'm not judging her. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not judging your mama. But I'm pretty sure you see a 15-year-old every day in the streets, and you know that 15-year-old is not equipped to be having no baby. That's all I'm saying. Get down, Zulu. Y'all, he think I'm talking to him. Hold on, y'all. Child, he came back over here for another tortilla chip. But no, I'm not judging you, Rico. I'm just thinking about everything that was said. I mean, all I can do is receive what you and your mama said, and all I could do is take the information and form my own opinion. But your situation is not the only one. So no, I'm not judging your mama. But I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is really happening. And then people judging you later on down the line. Like the fact that you in your 30s and your mama is in her 40s, that says a lot. Like it's barely a decade that separates y'all. A little bit more than a decade that separates y'all. So that might be a part of the issue that y'all both have encountered, is all I'm saying. But Rico, I don't think that you need to feel like you being gay is the curse. I think the curse is deeper than that. Because I don't feel like I'm a generational curse. I don't feel like that I am. One thing that I learned, because y'all, I grew up in the church. I've said that so many times that I roll my eyes whenever I have to say it again. But I did grow up in the church. Hey, Angie. Hey, Randy. Hey to Robin. Hey, Shelly. Hey to everybody. Hey, Nikki, baby. But with me growing up in the church, y'all, the one thing that I did learn is that you cannot lie to God no matter what. And honestly, I put the Bible aside because I know that I can't lie to God. I don't care what reformation that you want, what you think should be for your life. You cannot lie to God. And I remember learning that in Sunday school. I had to have been about 10 or 11 years old. And in Sunday school, I really grasped the concept that you cannot lie to God. So even if I didn't clean up my room and I lied to my mom and said that I did, God saw that my room was still dirty. Even whenever I lied to my mama and I said that I actually practiced the piano that day because y'all, I took piano lessons, so I had to practice all the time. I hated it. But my mama would get off work, get down, Zulu. My mama would get off work and she would want to know if I practiced piano that day. And I would lie to her and say, yes, I did practice, when I knew I really didn't. So then I knew that I had done lied to God because God saw that I really didn't practice. And so, with so many different lessons that I learned within Sunday school and things like that, I realized that you can't lie to God. So there is no reason for you to lie to everyone else. Even if you lie to everyone else in order to get by, God still knows the truth. And that was one of the reasons why I came out at the age of 14 like what I did. That was one of the reasons why, because I'm like, I cannot lie. I cannot lie to the people up in my family. I can't lie to my grandparents. I can't lie to my mom and my daddy. I can't lie to the church. I can't lie. So, I just realized that. And not only that, but then I had a Sunday school lesson in which I was told, based on the Bible, which these are one of the things that I do believe, that even a thought is a sin. Child, I will have to get the Bible out and try to figure out where it is. But I promise y'all, even a thought is a sin. You can think that you want to beat somebody up and don't actually beat them up. If you actually follow through and beat them up, that's a crime. But the very thought that you wanted to do that to somebody else is a sin. You can say that you want to be with a woman. In my case, I was a lesbian, and so I was looking at other girls during the time of me growing up. And I didn't have to act up on it, but the very thought was still sinful because the thought in itself was me still having a desire to be with the woman, even though that's supposed to be against what the Bible says, y'all. And I realized that, and I'm like, even the thought of something is a sin. Even the thought of harming somebody, that's sinful to God because you had that thought. That is an impure thought. That is a thought that is based upon malicious intent. That is a thought that does not speak love and peace. That is a thought. And you can't hide those things. You can't hide those things, y'all. Within this discussion, my mama thought that my mama didn't believe it. She thought it was a phase. So I had to come out a couple of more times after the first time that I came out. I had to come out a few more times because she thought it was a phase. So I had to give her a few months, maybe about a good year, and then come out again. But yeah, these things. But what I'm finding interesting is, y'all, with this debate that's been happening, it's only the gay men that are so conflicted, y'all. In my opinion, well, my mama was shocked, but my grandmother already knew. My grandmother's sisters already knew, but my mama was shocked. But the older ladies who were there guiding my mama, they had already knew. So even when my mama went to them being shocked by everything, they said, well, I knew that because of XYZ. Well, I knew that already, baby, because of XYZ. Well, I knew it. Yeah. But I see that gay men are more conflicted with this. I listen to Rico. I listen to Brian. I listen to Honest Row. Who else? ZT. I listen to all these young gay men, which I feel like them being gay in itself was probably already a tough situation to deal with growing up or being different. Yeah, I didn't have much of an issue growing up because I was just a tomboy. She just a tomboy. But gay boys growing up, they have a different stigma that is placed upon them. And I feel like some of that stigma has come into these men's adulthood, and they have not been able to leave that stigma by the wayside. Correct. Correct. And I'm saying correct to Rico because that's true. Like I was a tomboy and getting dirty outside and playing sports and all this and like to wear my little jerseys and stuff like that. And nobody ever came through and called me a bulldagger. But how many of these little gay boys actually get called sissy or actually have heard it on a day-to-day basis? Me being a little girl, oh, she just a tomboy. Oh, she thinks she a boy. One of my uncles used to always joke and say that I should have been a boy. And he was so proud of me playing softball and stuff like that. And his joke was always that I should have been a boy. And that was funny to my family, that I was just that type of a tough little girl to where I should have been a boy. But when have you ever heard a family say to a little boy, oh, you should have been a girl? And that was something that was funny. That was something that was funny and, oh, that's acceptable. You should have been a girl. No. Anytime a little boy is told that he should have been a girl, it's very derogatory and negative. And I feel like now we are having this discussion because we are watching grown men who had to live through that type of talking around them, and they have brought that into their adulthood. But at the end of the day, the people who spoke those things up on you were still mortal human beings themselves. So even if they spoke that stuff, they were not living perfectly either. You have to look around you and see. If the Lord is accepting all of the flawed people that you love in your family, what makes you think that he will not accept you? I got plenty of flawed people up in my family. To me, I would be a fool to think that the Lord accepts some of the flawed people up in my family, but will denounce me. Why? Because I'm being honest and truthful. Why? Because I'm being the person that he created me to be. Why? Because I'm being honest and truthful with who I am. Why? The main thing that we were taught growing up, the first thing is don't lie. And please like my video, y'all. I'm sure y'all ain't used to getting the serious side of J.Dunn. But this right here is some serious stuff. But why? Because you cannot lie to God. I don't give a damn what you try to do. I don't give a damn how many women you try to marry. I don't give a damn about how many babies you make. If that is not you, that is not you. Now, you can have the facade to make everybody else think that that's who you are. But the truth is the truth is the truth is the truth. And there is no way that you can hide or suppress the truth. But I feel like these men on here that are within my generation, They would prefer or they wish to be able to suppress the truth. But why? You were created just like everybody else. Just like everybody else. One of my cousins, y'all, and she's a few years older than me. But y'all, the reason why I would gravitate to Pizarro is because Pizarro reminds me of my cousin. And my cousin had the habit of lying. Child, she was a thief. And sometimes my cousin was older by like 5 or 6 years. And what she did to get in trouble growing up was that she was the crazy ass child that'll be home sick from school and then call the high school and call in a bomb threat. No lie. Now, my cousin did so much destruction as far as these false bomb threats that she would just call in. And then her parents had to deal with that mess. Her siblings had to deal with everything. But these are the things that she did. And she did that growing up. And as an adult, man, she got into so much other stuff. So much other stuff. She got sent away to boarding schools. But then as an adult, she ended up having kids and all this kind of stuff. Trying to be somebody that she wasn't. Yeah, she called in bomb threats. Child. Whole SWAT team at my uncle and auntie house because my cousin done called in the bomb threat at the school. Long story short, y'all, it didn't end up coming out until probably about 10 years ago that she is a lesbian. But because she was trying to hide under the facade and fit under what she thought that the family wanted her to be, she acted out in so many other ways. She had 2 children that she didn't necessarily want. Many of our relatives, including myself, helped raise these kids that she brought into the world. She ended up struggling with addiction. And that's another reason why we had to take care of her kids. And y'all, she wasn't able to break away from her addiction until she came out and was finally herself. And now she got 2 kids in the world that's slightly resentful of her because she wasn't the perfect mother. Resentful of her because they had to go through these times without her, or they had to be in the care of other people. They had to watch their friends have their mothers and fathers and everybody around them. They had their fathers in the picture. Don't get me wrong. My cousin, both of her kids got the same daddy. But it wasn't until she was able to actually come out for herself to where she was able to release all of that. And the crazy thing is, me being the out person up in my family, my gaydar already was telling me that she was gay from the jump. And she even told me that once she came out, she was inspired to come out because of me. And I was the younger cousin. I was the younger one. But because of me being myself and living in my truth, she came out. But I say all that to say that you end up messing up so many other people. And again, she lived in a life of turmoil because she was lying to everybody around her, but she could never lie to God. She tried to be in that picture perfect life, having kids, trying to get the white picket fence with a man, and that led her into addiction. And I mean drug addiction. It's a tough battle whenever you lying to the whole world, but you can't lie to your own damn self. And if you can't lie to your own damn self, then you better know that you can't lie to God. So I don't even understand what people are talking about when they think that they could be reformed and can change who they are. But what I've noticed is that men in this sector seem to believe that. At the end of the day, y'all, you cannot lie. You could lie to yourself all day long, but you can't lie to God. You could lie to your relatives all day long, but you can't lie to God. So once you finally realize that you cannot lie to God, then I would hope that you would realize and be settled in the fact that God created you as you are, and that you are not a mistake, and that you were put here for a reason. But as far as homosexuality being a generational curse, some have been reformed, Brian, but those people don't have your own story. Who knows, Brian? The people who have been reformed may not have even been gay to begin with. Do you know how many women I've dealt with that thought that they were gay because they might have had a bad relationship with a man or whatever, and then come to find out they ain't even really gay? So would I say that they got reformed, or would I say no, they realized that this is not who they are? I mean, is it really fair to say that a woman could get reformed when she just realized, hey, this is not really the life that I want? I prefer being a heterosexual person. That doesn't mean that that woman was reformed. That just means that she realized who she was. But there were no kids involved when she was trying to find herself. There was not anything going on for her to try to figure out herself. Once she figured out herself and she decided to be back with a man, then that's just what it was. But when you try to fit in a situation thinking you are reformed and you start bringing babies up into this world, then it's not just about you anymore. Now you are bringing innocent children up in here into some fiasco of some shit that you ain't even figured out yourself. Even though I ain't never had kids a day in my life, y'all, I still love my kids just that much that I ain't even trying to bring them into some fuckery. For me to try to marry a man and be with a man and commit underneath God's law to go to the altar at a church and commit underneath God's word and God's law to be with that person forever, when I know that that ain't even what I really want in my heart. And I know that I don't want to have to bring no kids into some chaos like that, because I know it's going to be chaos. Child. But I find that men are having the, at least men in the B sector, are having the most problem with it. But I've seen this with my cousin, where she had this situation, but y'all, now she is out of that. She is out of her addiction because she is living true to herself. I've seen some of my friends who have dated some women who felt some type of way about a man that they were with, came and was with my friend for about 10 or 11 years, y'all. And then she realized that that ain't what she wanted. So does that mean that she was reformed, or does that mean that she realized who she truly was and accepted it? I watched one of my best friends in real life waste 10 or 11 years with her girlfriend, and that ended up being her fiance and everything. And when they would have arguments on the verge of breaking up, her girlfriend would tell me I should have just stayed with Dick. I need to just go back to Dick. No matter if you gay or straight, you gonna have relationship problems. But that's what my friend's girlfriend would say. And I would listen to her say this, and I would tell my friend, girl, do you hear what she just said? But my friend was trying to stick in it. And I kid y'all not, she wasted about 10 years of her life with a woman who was trying out being a lesbian because she was mad at men for a little while. That's 10 years of my friend's life that she can't get back. And now my friend done finally moved on. She got her a new girl. The girl that my friend was with, I'm still friends with her because we all grew up together in the same hometown. And now she done found her a man and she with him and all this. And it's just like, at the end of the day, whether you gay or you straight, you can't lie to God. Even if you go through 10 years, you can't lie to God. If that's not who you are, then that's not who you are. And to be honest, it's not even an issue of God. It's an issue of who are you? Who were you created to be? And if you truly want to cling on to the Bible, then you have to know that God created you in which he felt that you should be. So the nerve of you to sit there and denounce who God created you to be. The nerve of you. Because you know better. You think your mama knew better. Well, God is still the creator. He created your ass for some reason. But for you to really just look past the fact that you were created to say, well, I'm not living my life right. I'm not doing what all these people are saying I'm supposed to do. Your mama was part of your creation. But your mama had you up in this world not knowing what your destination was going to be. So sometimes I find it hard to believe that people will be like, well, my mama told me this, like what Brian was saying on Jay Wilson. My mama told me this. Brian, God is the creator. Either he is the creator or he is not. You're going to have to pick one. Did he create you or did your mama? Child, I ain't got time to be lying to the higher power. It's not even worth it for me. And one of the things that I used to tell my grandfather, who was also a pastor, y'all, it could be a personal choice, but you would have to figure out the difference, Brian. You would have to figure out the difference. But I firmly believe that I was created. Like, even my grandpa was a preacher. Get down, Zulu. Y'all, hold on. Zulu over here. Even my grandpa was a preacher, y'all, and I used to argue with him after church services about some of the things that was preached, some of the things that were said, and it had nothing to do with homosexuality, y'all, nothing at all. You know, it would just be some things that seemed contradictory to me based on what I knew as a child. And whenever I would have to have these discussions and these debates with my grandfather, I would debate with my grandmother, who was the first lady of my grandfather's church. I would debate with my mama, who was a PK, a preacher's kid. Get down, Zulu. Is the Lord trying to use you, or is Satan trying to use you? Why you keep jumping up here when I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say? Who trying to use you? Who trying to use you, Zulu? Child, I don't know who trying to use Zulu right now. But I know I rebuke it. I rebuke it, Zulu. Now get your rum down. Get your rum down. But y'all, I'm gonna have to cut this short, y'all. Because he really just tested. No, he trying to shake my hand, y'all. I done shook your hand. Get down, Zulu. No. No. Get down. No. 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 No, no. No. But yeah, I had to have these types of disagreements and stuff growing up. And y'all, this is the reason why I'm very open in what I... No. Get down. Y'all, even whenever I slap my leg. Yeah, I'm talking to Zulu. Because I was trying to slap my leg to make him get down, y'all. Hey, Cap. Hey, New Era. Hey, Zion Movements. Hey, Miss Vicky. Hey to everybody. Dracarius, he do want to play, but I'm trying to say what I need to say. Well, we do. A couple of my neighbors have dogs over here. And so, a lot of the times I will take him out for the play date with them whenever I know that they out. And so he get a play date. But right now, y'all, he just do what he do in the morning. And because he see me moving my hands talking to y'all, child, because he see me moving my hands talking to y'all, he think that me moving my hands is me trying to call him over here. But I'm not trying to call him over here. I'm just talking. 300. You know, Zulu just be doing Zulu. But I can't even get mad because he only 6 months old. But see, now he gone to the window now. A car passed by, so now he over there at the window being nosy. He trying to be in other people's business now. But yeah, so in conclusion, I just have to say that you can't lie to the Most High. And only you are the person who can accept yourself. If you feel like you were a mistake, then okay, well, what's the point of your existence? If you were a mistake to be here, what is the point then? And then if you feel like you are a mistake or if you were an accident, then are you trying to say that God creates imperfect people or God creates mistakes in this world? I thought God had all the power in his hands. So if God made a mistake with you, then you're going to have to blame God for that. And I'll be waiting for you to blame God about this. Like, it's just crazy. But point one, a generational curse is not homosexuality. Because homosexuals do not make homosexuals. Let's start there. If anything, a generational curse might be all of these straight people procreating and then having more people to procreate and have people out of wedlock or having kids out of wedlock, having kids that they can't take care of, having kids that have to be stuck up in the system. Those are generational curses. But it's like people pick and choose. When it comes to homosexuality, people pick and choose. At the end of the day, if you believe that you are a mistake, then okay, you were one. Because that's what you believe. If you believe that God made a mistake when creating you, then you were one. But I don't even believe any creation of God was a mistake. Not even myself. And that's why I live in my truth. And that's the reason why I don't have any issue, because I know that I was created to do something in this world. And I found my purpose early on. And that's what I've been doing career wise. But sometimes it might just mean that you need to find your purpose, y'all. Zion, I didn't say that anybody said God made him a mistake. I'm speaking about what I'm speaking about. I never quoted somebody and said, Brian said God made him a mistake. I never quoted somebody and said, Rico said God made him a mistake. What I said was, God makes no mistakes. Please stop twisting my words and listen. Hey, Information Man Show. Y'all, I'm about to put Zulu up and then I'll drop my link. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, y'all. Every single time I be trying to put him up, he get the running. Yeah, I'm here properly. I had put y'all on mute for me to put Zulu up. And he got the running. Now that he know his name, y'all, and he heard me say put Zulu up, then he got the running and things. But I was dropping my link just in case people wanted to join me, but I didn't want the next part of my life for me to be having to tell Zulu to stop. Cause he just playing, y'all. He just playing. You know, whenever I was playing the church music earlier this morning, then he felt it up in the spirit. But yeah, so he think that he could duck and dodge me. And you're right, he is a very smart dog. Can't we all just get along? He really is. Like when he hear me say put him up, he already know. Child, then he running all over the place. To the hallway and everything. Oh, Chelsea right here. Chelsea, this you?
Hey, J.Dunn.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm very good. I'm so glad I can get in some folks' panel because I'm rarely able to catch people.
Well, I'm actually happy to have you here because I'm pretty sure because you do have your own thoughts as far as the Bible goes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually happy that you are here for you to speak with me about this situation. What
Okay.
do you think about this? Because I don't believe that. I think homosexuality being a generational curse, that's the last thing that people should really be concluding.
Right. I don't think it's a generational curse. I feel like every born spirit, every born person has a cross to bear. Have crosses to bear.
Uh-huh.
So if the Bible is saying that homosexuality is a sin, and that's something that you are, I guess, favorable to,
Uh-huh.
and you agree with what the Bible says, then then you have a decision to make. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't believe what the Bible says in regards to homosexuality, then I guess in your mind you straight. You know what I'm saying? Like not straight. Excuse me, that was fucked up. Uh, in your mind you good and you run and you running with it. So my thing is, I don't think it's I don't think the sexuality is a generational curse. We have a lot of homosexuals in my family, um, and but everybody's not homosexual. You see what I'm saying? We have enough homosexuals in our family that you would think more would be homosexual. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, if there was some that were battling with it or thought it would might be a choice for them, they either they must have not did the ones that ain't out. I guess they're not gonna live that life. And then there's others that just were not homosexual. So I don't believe it's a generational curse. I do believe in repentance. I do believe that when we're born, that all of us will have different crosses to bear, and in those crosses to bear, we can choose to run with them, or we can repent against them. That's what I believe, though.
Okay, and I appreciate your belief. Let me put Shelly's comment here because this is interesting.
Hold on, let me read it real quick.
Well, I put it up. I put it here on the screen.
Okay,
So Shelly said, "I'm not trying to be funny, but I think some of the homosexuality is DNA related."
I can
She
believe
said,
that.
"I have seen a lot of bisexual mothers with gay kids, etc., etc., or some families that have a ton of gay people." Okay, but and Shelly, I received that. But with that same logic, then we would say that I believe that some of these sexual deviants who are raping within the straight community, that's DNA related.
Okay.
Like these men that molest little girls, or these men that go out there raping women,
Hmm.
that DNA related. It's interesting to me how homosexuality could be traced back to DNA, or the thought of it, Shelley, because I'm not attacking you, but the thought that it could be traced back. But we look at all this stuff that straight people do regularly, and we don't say that that's DNA related.
I don't think so, J.Dunn. I think that you're going too far with that because they have traced murderous tendency, homicidal tendencies back to through family and DNA and stuff like that. So I don't think so. I think that sometimes the LGBT community it feels so persecuted that they're unable to see that that the straight community has their ails and their issues on blast too, in a lot of ways.
Well, but I'm not even feeling protected. I'm not even feeling defensive in this conversation.
Mm,
I'm
okay.
just thinking about it logically, because homosexuality, any homosexuals are typically bred, which that's a horrible word to use, but created
Hmm.
from straight people. Two straight people had to procreate to bring the homosexual into the world.
Hmm.
But if we are going to say that there is something within the DNA that causes people to be homosexual, then I'm trying to figure out, is there not DNA related to all of these other things that heterosexual people do?
Yeah, and I'm telling you that I've heard of the homicidal tendencies being DNA related.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can just receive it and move on. But I know like my parents both heterosexuals.
Right.
I don't, and I'm the only child for my mother and my father.
Mm-hmm.
So where did the DNA come from for me? Now I think that Rico believes that his bisexuality came from his mama being bisexual. But I don't even see how that could be a thing. But if that's his belief, that's his belief, you know.
I think Rico is mixing it up a little bit. He's acting like it's DNA, but it might have been exposure. What you think about that? What do you think about
Um,
that, J.Dunn? What do you think about being at an early age? See, because when I was growing up, all I ever was exposed to was heterosexuality. In the Disney movies, it was a man and a woman kissing. In the movies, or in my real life, my mom and my dad kissing. Boyfriend and girlfriend. That's all. Okay. Now it wasn't until like teenage, late '90s where I started seeing homosexuality big time. I mean, I
mhm.
had two gay uncles, but I'm talking about where I'm starting to see the rise and the more public nature of homosexuality. So what do you? So I never even thought about homosexuality growing up as being an option for me, or being, or if I could be, or anything like that. So do you feel like there may be some kind of thing with being exposed to it at an early age, having those options put out at an early age, that if you have natural inbred like proclivities, that you're like, oh, that's something I actually can do?
No, I don't, and that's strictly only because I was never exposed to it at all. I had never seen gay people at all growing up. Never. But I remember being in kindergarten and we had went to Christmas break. You know how you have a couple of weeks off for Christmas. And I had got a Barbie watch. And I came back to school in January in
Mm-hmm.
kindergarten and gave that watch to a little white girl named Jennifer. And child, Jennifer was supposed to put my watch back up in my cubby hole. Child, I went to the cubby hole looking for the watch. She wasn't there. Then I had to take my ass back home and explain to my mama why I didn't have my Barbie watch on that she had sent me to school with.
Jennifer says she can do with it more than you can.
And I mean, at that particular time, nobody had showed me what homosexuality was. In kindergarten, I didn't even know that that was a gay move.
Okay.
I just was like, oh, I like Jennifer. She is my favorite one. So I was going to give her my Barbie watch, and child, I didn't even see that watch no more. So I don't know that it is from what you see, because in all actuality, I only was raised with heterosexual people. Like, I mean, all of my family, heterosexuals, married couples, individuals, and things like that. And I see you back there, ma'am. I see you. I see you. I'm gonna bring you up. But so that's why it's hard for me to make that parallel, because gay children are surrounded by heterosexual things every single day. So it's hard for me to believe or to even say that seeing homosexuals on television caused people to be gay. When I grew up watching the soap operas with my grandma and my great aunties and things like that, and that didn't make me be a straight woman.
Okay, so let me ask you this, but and is the person in the back somebody I'm gonna argue with, because I'm not in the
No,
mindset
no,
of
no.
arguing with
This
that.
person is
Okay.
pretty meek. Yeah, she her name is Guilty Pleasure.
Oh,
She's
okay.
a meek lady. She don't have no beef with you.
Oh, okay. Because I'm not in the mindset today. But so
Yeah, no,
what?
no. This conversation ain't about that. Guilty Pleasure. That's you.
Hey,
Yeah,
guilty.
this is me. Hey, Cemented. No, I'm not going to argue with you. Not
Okay.
at all.
Yeah, no, she not one of them types of people that do all of that. It just whenever she came, I was trying to finish my point before I had brought her up. But no, she not here to cause no trouble.
Okay. Cool.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. Cemented was
So
gonna say something, or maybe we.
I,
Cemented, did you have something to say?
I just want to say one thing. No, I'm just saying that when I the gay guy, I know. Okay, the gay guys I grew up that are now out and gay. They didn't come when we were kids and we thought they were gay. They never came out. They never showed none of that. None of that. But they didn't come out till they was gay around 2009, 2010. Now 2009, 2010, we about 30 at this time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
we start seeing on social media that you gay. And I'm like, hold up. And a couple of them I had dated. I was like, hold up, now what? You know, in junior high and high school. And so I was like, hold up, now what? So I feel like I feel like well, I ain't gonna say I feel like from talking with them and then what I feel like that once it became more outward spoken, you know, outward,
Mm-hmm.
they felt more okay with whatever they had been feeling. Because I saw phenomenal Scorpio below, whatever they were feeling once they saw it. And I can give you about 10 folks like that. You know what I'm saying? 10
Mm-hmm.
folks that are now 40, but at the time in that 2009, 2010 era when all that Facebook started, they literally was like, I'm seeing this stuff. I'm seeing not this stuff. I'm seeing people like me that have feelings like me more. So now I'm gonna be okay with it and I'm gonna speak on it and I'm gonna say that's me. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
I feel like the feelings that people from my generation had that they felt like they need to keep bottled up once they saw it more mainstream and saw that they were and then remember we from the country too, or Oklahoma, you know, and then when they got out and start seeing it in their life, they became more comfortable with it. Just like this, I'm a liken it to this
Oh,
unapologetically black movement, but that's been going on for the last 4 or 5 years. Baby, we wasn't talking like we talk on the phone at work. I am now because I saw that folks was like, we're not gonna keep capping for you white folks. We're
mm.
gonna be us and we're gonna be us and be professional, but still be us and get shit done and still be us. And we're not doing a Becky voice and we're not doing all that. And I became more comfortable with that. And I really feel as though a lot of folks who are homosexual now or who are openly homosexual now gain the confidence and the community when it was visible more.
Well, and I have to say to your point, now that you've been talking, you might be right because even for me being a little girl, whenever I first was able to connect who I already felt that I was, but as a little child, I didn't know who I was because everything around me was saying otherwise, but I knew that I was different. But I'm not gonna lie, when Ellen came out, child, because my grandparents loved Ellen, you know, her TV show or whatever.
Right.
But when she came out, that was all that they talked about. And my grandma, I kid y'all not, my grandma was like, I knew she was a dyke. I knew it. I knew
Oh,
she was a dyke. And I remember my grandma saying that. And at that time, I was right there watching television with my grandparents. And I'm like, okay, so this is what this is. And I think she came out whenever I was like 10 years old or something, 9 years old, 10 years old. So
really?
I was still a little kid then.
Okay.
But whenever she came out on the show and everybody was talking about it, that's when I was aware of what it was because I had never seen it around me at all. So you know, you might be right about as far as you being able to see it to be able to connect because whenever you are a young child and all you see is people being heterosexual around you, then you just feel like an anomaly and you really don't understand where you fit in into the situation.
And I've had people say they faked it till they faked it to try to make it. And but once they start seeing it more out, it was like, wait, I don't have to do this no more. Okay, I'm sorry, guilty pleasure. I know you're up here.
No, I was really
Guilty pleasure. I know
enjoying
who
it.
you are, girl.
Yeah, you know me.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, love.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
I just wanted to also kind of co-sign on what you guys are talking about. You know, even though I'm not um, in that community, I would just think to myself as a child, most people are more than likely surrounded by people who are heterosexual. And according, they're going to more than likely govern themselves according to the rules and regulations of the household that they're being brought up in. And especially if you see people that you love and people that you want to please downgrading and speaking negatively of a certain group of people, you don't want to be in that group of people. So you're probably going to fake as if you are in the mainstream rather than that small subset of people, because you do not want to suffer the wrath of, because a lot of people say if they find this out about someone, they're not going to have any more dealings with them, or you don't want to disappoint. So, people who just are loud and upfront with who they are, I think those people are rare. I think most people come out in stages once they feel comfortable enough, or once they feel like they have enough standing of their own where whatever backlash they get is not going to affect them in such a negative way.
I would agree with what you are saying, and I can say that there are steps within the coming out process, because even like what I just said, with cemented, I gotta
Mm-hmm.
remember, because and I promise you, cemented, I'm not being disrespectful when I call you by your first name, because I done been around here so long that I remember whenever that was your name on here. So
Mm-hmm.
so I'm trying to get into the habit of making sure that I'm okay with how I call you, but I promise you, I'm not trying to dox you. Not
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do any of that. I just remember way back when with the man with the puppy dog on the shoulder. I remember those days.
Wow, you been went way back with me then.
Yeah, so that's the reason why. So I don't want you to think that I'm trying to be ill to you or anything if I happen to call you by your first name, but girl, I'm trying to get that programmed up in my head. But
Okay.
but even what this lady is saying. So yeah, the Ellen thing was whenever I first was able to connect what might be going on with myself whenever she had came out the closet. Then after Ellen's mama wrote a book.
Mm-hmm.
And my next stage of coming out was going to the mall with my family. We were there Christmas shopping. And I went up in that mall and I looked for that damn book that Ellen's mama wrote.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought that book in front of my mama. So that was stage number 2. Then, my mama didn't understand why did I want to buy this book about this white lady. She like, why do you want to read about this white lady or whatever? But I knew why I wanted to read the book. And so once I finished reading that book, then that's whenever I went to my next phase of it. And I felt comfortable because I had read that book from front cover to back cover. And I was like, okay, now I understand what I am or who I am. And so then that's whenever I came out at the age of 14.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a few different phases or a
Yeah.
few different steps. You are correct about that.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And I
like
would say that those men that Cemented was talking about, all those guys that she knew, they probably were just trying to go along to get along
yeah.
until they felt like, okay, they looking around and seeing other people living in, what is really true about them, and say, well, okay, let me put my foot out here too.
And let me say this. Listen, it's one of them that was my first love. And I said
Oh,
happy birthday to him the other day on my personal Instagram. And a couple of people hit me up and was like, is he gay? And I said, I really don't know. He's never come out. It was like, well, I went to his page and he looked gay.
oh, okay.
I was like, but he ain't never told me he gay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm chilling. Like I feel he is, but I'm chilling on it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
he was gay. But even when we were talking, and see, there's another level too. You got they say now I've talked to enough gay men that say it's old gays and new gays. And even though we
Mm-hmm.
ain't nothing but 40, that 40 and plus gays was raised in a different era. So they don't discuss everything. And I was seeing what as Hutchinson said, she said also back in the day, what happened in the bedroom stayed in the bedroom. So how do we really know who was gay and who was not? That's another thing. So I have
Mm-hmm.
friends that I grew up with, guys that I grew up with, that I love dearly to this day, whether I dated them or not, who literally have never come out gay. But we think they're gay. You look on their social media, you think you something, and they appear to be gay, but they've never confirmed it to anyone. And I think that's okay. It's if you don't want to confirm it, it's fine.
I think it's okay, but I just hate that I feel like a lot of people feel like they have to edit themselves to make themselves acceptable to others. Like, just think about how you live your life and how you talk about, your day to day. But if you're a person who's doing that, you have to constantly think ahead in your mental to see what it is you're going to say, because you have to be measured in what you say, because you don't want to expose certain things about yourself. It's almost like a lie of omission. I'm
But I
going to
do the same.
omit all these things. I'm
I do
just going
the
to keep it good and sterile and keep it right here.
same.
Like, you should be free to be who you are.
Well, I do the same thing on YouTube. Sometimes it's not advantageous to be who you are all the way. You know what I'm saying? In certain circles.
Mhm.
And I definitely do that on YouTube. I know you've been around for a long time, so you've seen me change a lot of the freedom that shit, liberties that I had before with my conversation. No, ma'am, I had to change that all the way up, and it's very hard. And that's another reason why I don't come on as much, because I feel
Well,
like,
Bob, I think you might be missing what I'm saying. Just say, like, for instance, if I was a lesbian
hmm
and I went with my girlfriend to the movies yesterday
right,
and we went out to eat, and then I wanted to come on here and talk about what I did yesterday, which is went to the movies and out to eat and that. But I had to make sure to edit out parts of that to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to the movies, or if I'm taking pictures, I got to edit out certain
your
things
your
because
love.
it's not, it don't present the story that I'm trying to give.
Well, and even with what y'all are saying, even what expedited my coming out process, even as a young child, because I had one auntie. Like I said, I came out at 14. And I had one auntie who was trying to hook me up with like little boys from her church because she went to
Mhm.
a different church.
hmm
But her daughter was only a year younger than me. And I'm like, well, if these little boys are so much great little boys, then
That's
hook them
suitable.
up with your daughter.
hmm
Mhm.
Don't try to throw boys on me. But I noticed that around my family, and that's the thing. My auntie was not trying to offend me at all. But
Mhm.
it came off offensive to me because I knew something that she didn't know. So I got tired of really trying to redirect her with her want me to, go to the homecoming dance or go to the little what is it called? Yeah. Whenever you have the little dance up in dang on junior high and all this,
Yeah,
Mhm.
go do this and all this. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do it, but hook them up with your daughter. And I actually said her daughter's name, but I ain't trying to dox my family.
right.
Yeah.
And so after I had these back and forths with her, where I was refusing dates that she was trying to hook me up on, because, oh, well, he is a sweet little boy. His mama be up at the church and all this kind of stuff. Well, I don't care. I'm not interested. If he's so good, then hook him up with your daughter. And so that actually made me come out even quicker because I got tired of doing that with my auntie.
Right.
Because, I know that she thought she was being helpful to me, trying to hook me up with these little boys that liked me. But no, because that's not what I want. And so I had to come out to my mother first. Then I came out to everyone else, came
Mhm.
out to my auntie. Me and my auntie laugh to this day about how she used to try to hook me up with little boys.
hmm
And, it's just like people don't know whether you are gay or straight. And so they try to impose their views of who they think you should be onto you.
Mhm.
And
But
they
that's
don't even
part.
realize that they are being offensive in that moment.
Yeah, and J.Dunn, a lot of that, and I wish more gay people would understand it. That's part of being a parent. If you're a parent, you have these children, you have these designs on your children's life. It's just natural. Even the ones that say, "Oh, I let mine do whatever they want to," they still have personal thoughts about how they would like their children's lives to go. So, I understand parents who may or aunties, because like I said, I was a parent auntie to, or I didn't say it over here, but on my channel, parent auntie to my nephew. Okay, so we when it becomes uh aggressive to the point that the person is being uncomfortable and they didn't told your ass, that's when you've gone too far. But to be like, oh well, I see something, but I really want this for my baby, so I'm gonna try to put little boys in a path. Okay, she don't want no boy, and then back off. I don't see no issue with that because you love them children, these are your children, not nobody else's children you can take on. And even sometimes you can take on children that you love just the same. You do have designs on their life that you wish for them. And it looks like they're going somewhere different. It don't even mean sexuality. It could be meaning like just the course of life. You Most of the time you're gonna try to exert your will over them. But the best part is when you can realize, okay, their will, they're not gonna take to my will and I'm gonna back up. But I feel like so many times I hear gay people get so mad when just a little inference has been done. Now I can see when you've been kicked out, you've been dogged out and thrown and all kind of bullshit. Yeah, I understand that. But just a little thing, little like, wait a minute, like I really want you to read to think about this, and is it a stage? And I know a lot of your like my daughter's friends. My daughter had like it's about a group of 6 of them through high school. All 5 except for Brooklyn are gay, or they were gay at one point. Now they're not gay. 4 of them ain't gay no more. One of them is still gay. And I asked Brooklyn, I said, Brooklyn, now all your friends is gay. Are you gay? Because I wanted to know. I wanted to change my expectations. I wanted to get my mind together for my child. She's like, no. And they all say that. They all say, Brooklyn, the only one's not gay when we go out and do things and stuff like that. And I say, well, Brooke, what do you think is going on? She said, I think it's a stage for most of them. And child, it really was. And I just don't, and one of the little girls got mad at me because I had asked Brooklyn. Brooklyn told her that I had asked her if she was gay. And she tried to say, well, Miss Chelsea, why would you ask Brooklyn that? First of all, little girl, this is my child, not yours. Okay. And I want to know what was going on in my child's life so I could be aware. I'm going to be aware of everything: sexuality, grades, jobs, love, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I just want to let you know, like sometimes as from a parent, that we will, when we have these children, we have all these designs for these children, and we'll be like, hey, hold on, what's going on? We might even try to exert our will a little bit, but it's I don't know, it's something you just can't explain being a parent when you just have your own designs of the child, but you do have to acquiesce to them, especially when they're grown.
Yeah, at
Well,
that
but
point,
that's
I
oh,
was just going to say, J.Dunn, at that point, I think you just need to find out what kind of person they like, and then probably try to introduce them to a person that has those characteristics within the package that they prefer.
well, but what I was going to say is my mama never did any of this. Never. My mama wasn't trying to set me up with no men or little boys or things like that. My mama wasn't trying to do none of that. But I noticed a few aunties who always did it.
Mm.
And if I'm going to be honest, I think that I probably wouldn't have the story of how early I came out the closet if it were not for the fact of me being tired of that.
Mm.
But in hindsight, now just having this conversation, maybe my mama did know, and that's why she didn't even try all that with me. Try to hook me up with people.
Yeah.
But instead, my aunties did because they didn't know as much as what my mama knew. And
Right.
so, it just got annoying after a little while.
And you told them that though? You let them know it was annoying?
Huh?
You let them know it was annoying?
I let them know it was annoying whenever they tried to hook me up with whenever they tried to hook me up with the boy. And let me just pick a random name. So if my auntie was like, well, J.Dunn, this little boy, he at my church and he got a crush on you and he like you and you need to deal with him. And I'd be like, well, auntie, whatever, your name is, you need to hook him up with Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
Hook him up with your daughter. And I just pulled Tiffany out the crack of my ass. Nobody in my family is named Tiffany. But I just pulled Tiffany out the crack of my ass. And I'm just like, how you going to keep asking me about this boy when your daughter is only a year younger than me? So if he is so great, then hook him up with her.
Right.
That made me
And
think
what
about, like,
you
how
told
would
her,
I
is she
feel if somebody tried
fine
to
with that?
introduce me to somebody that I wasn't interested in? Not even, they weren't even in the right category. Like, I guess that would be weird.
But J.Dunn, once she did that a couple times, you got sick of it, and you told her you was through with that. Did she resign from doing that type of shit?
She did, but I had to have a talk with my mom, and I told my mom, I was like, I'm tired of Auntie so and so trying
Right.
to do all these. And so I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure that they had a grown woman's talk. You know how many times you have to stay in the child's place, even if it's sometimes about you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which I think that's crazy too. You got to stay in the child's place, but it's about you.
Oh, yeah. So let me ask you something. I don't know. I'm old school. You still got, yeah. It can be about you, but I don't know. But I'm gonna get off that. Okay. Um, but Steve Austin said some shit earlier. Let me see what he said. He said something about he think that women be supporting Brian because for selfish reasons. And I'm thinking, okay, so the women who support Brian in his thought process on whether or not he wants to continue in the gay lifestyle, um, why does it have to be selfish reasons? Why does it always have to be when somebody's not fully for like, not, you can tell that they're not fully supportive, but they're not gonna hurt, harm, or maim. Why does it have to be something negative? Why can't they be like, okay, he's more of the thought process that I have, and I'm gonna support him in it? Why does it have to be negative? Everybody gets their own thoughts. If somebody's part of your team and they support you, are they why does it have to be negative that they support you? If somebody's part of the other team and they support the other team, why does that person supporting the other team have to be negative all the damn time? If that man says this is how he feels about his sexuality, and he feels uncomfortable to whatever degree, and he feels like he's gonna make X, Y, and Z moves, and somebody supports him, why is that a negative thing?
Well, I don't even find anything negative about what Brian says. Me and Brian had a hiccup, but I mean, at the end of the day, I've been there and done that with a lot of the stuff that Brian is going through.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I hate that he feels that way about himself. But that's the reason why I started off this live, letting it be known that gay men typically feel this type of apprehension in being themselves. Like, I need y'all to list me some lesbians who actually had this type of apprehension, because we don't. We don't.
Well, the man birthright is so different that us women will never ever fully understand it. The man's place on this earth is completely different than ours. So I feel like he's feeling some I don't want to say man, it's not manifest destiny. It's that birthright as being a man and having being the male species, that he feels like there's a certain duty that he has to accomplish with being a male. Not being a gay male, with just being a male. Because he's born Brian, whatever his name is, male, black. And then everything else is later and after.
And let me just say this, Rhonda, don't come up in here saying, "Hey, J.Dunn, you bitch." No, Rhonda, don't you get up in here with your stuttering ass and tell me that now.
Uh-oh. Wait, I'm getting out of
Trying
it.
to be nice.
Let me get away. Hold on, let me put my mute.
Yeah, because Rhonda, they done, you bitch, you bitch, they done, you bitch. Don't do that today. Not this morning. Please, Rhonda. Thank you. Y'all can come off mute.
J.Dunn, had you seen, I was talking to my husband about, Queen Latifah recently made a statement, um, talking about her sexuality and how she felt as a child, that she said she thought that she was a boy. And she used to run around with her shirt off and all this different stuff. And they had to keep telling her, you are not a boy, you are a girl. I think that she's finally come to, even though I think everybody already knew it, that she's comfortable at this point in her life with going ahead and embracing who she is.
Mm. So I haven't seen that, but I can believe that to be true. Because I think for me, it was probably about third or fourth grade where that was whenever I would start developing a chest.
Mhm.
And
God,
um
dog, really? I didn't get mine that early.
child, my period came whenever I was 10, but we ain't even gonna talk about all that.
Okay.
But when I first started developing the chest, a little boy in my school, and his name was Matthew, but I ain't gonna give y'all the last name. I mean, look, I know all these motherfuckers up in my childhood. But Matthew tried to touch me, and he tried to just touch me because I was growing breasts and stuff. And that was the first time that my mama ever fussed at me and was like, I told you, you need to be wearing this bra. Because I came home and I was like, he tried to touch me. And she was like, well, I told you, you need to be putting on this bra. You need to wear this bra. And that's whenever I even learned the importance of a bra. Because I just didn't feel like I needed that mess on me.
Yeah.
But even then, my mama was like, well, you are growing. So you need to wear this bra at all times. And, it was a whole thing with the school where we was about to sue Matthew and them and all this kind of stuff. It was a big deal. Well, it was a big deal in a small town. But it was just, I say all that to say, yeah, I was just free being myself, like who I normally am. And I had no idea that the little white boy was going to look at me and find me appeasing, because again, I didn't find any boys appeasing. To try to touch me. And y'all, how he was able to touch me is because we were up in the line. You know how they tell you to line up to go back in? Well, now I'm sure that the schools are different now. But back then you had to stand up in the line after recess before you went back up into the building. And I was standing up in the line, minding my business. And then he turned around and he touched me. And so I came home and I told my mom about it. And that's how I knew. But so for Queen Latifah to say these things, I can believe it. Because that's the thing. Men get called sissies and things like that, but they really don't realize the certain things that other little boys be trying to do just because they think they could do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Chelsea, I didn't take you out.
I think she dropped. There she is.
You still there, Chelsea?
Hey, you still here, girl? I don't know what's going on, but
yeah, I didn't press no button.
That's okay. I'm back now. I did want to say this. I'm sorry. My nephew passed away last Saturday, so I'm the funeral coordinator, and I'm getting text messages. So that might have been why I got cut off too. So,
ooh, my condolences. I didn't know that you lost your nephew.
Yes.
Yeah, and I talked about on my channel. I'm not gonna do it here, but I wanted to say one thing though, as far as dang, it's another Steve Austin comment. Let me go look. I don't understand why. Thank y'all so much. I don't understand why with the LGBT community that if somebody is not waving a bloodstained rainbow flag down to the ground, getting drugged by the police and stuff, that they don't still love you and they can't be an ally. I'm just listening to some of the Steve and this lady name or this person named Bob. It's like, because Brian is saying he wants to have a family and he doesn't really like he has these feelings, but he feels that these feelings may not be right. Then now he conflicted. Conflicted is a negative term. Why can't it be okay that he feels like this? I just don't understand it. I just feel like if you ain't out knuckles to the ground for LGBT just act like whatever you're doing is negative. The boy says he understands that he has proclivities to men, but he does not believe that he should.
Well,
For the man
in my
or the man.
in my opinion, and this might offend Brian, but I think that Brian is trying to be the person that his mother wanted him to be because she is no longer here. Because what I thought was interesting listening to him on Jay Wilson's,
Mm-hmm.
and he kept saying, well, this is what my mama told me, this is what she taught me.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But
our mothers teach us a lot of different things, but you still have to be yourself. You have to be you.
J.Dunn, check this out. He was saying that when his mama was alive. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say thank you to all the condolences. But J.Dunn, Brian was saying that when his mama was alive and he had no thought that she was gonna pass. So
Right.
I don't think that. I think that this is something that Brian has tussled with since he started dealing with men. And I
But
feel
the
like
thing for me,
I feel like it's
Chelsea,
okay to tussle with it. Huh?
it's okay. I mean, because we all have things that we tussle with. Um, but if that is his natural inclination, how does he resolve that within himself?
So this is the thing.
Yes.
My natural inclination, and you've watched me forever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say your other name.
Mm-hmm.
You watch me. My natural inclination is to fight. What they say, I ain't gonna fight, I ain't gonna argue, but I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
beat that bitch with a bottle. Do you know what keeps me from doing that in a lot of situations? Is I have a child to take care of. I
Mm-hmm.
have a lifestyle that I'd like to live. I choose not to cave to my natural reactions, my natural inclinations. My natural inclinations, and you can ask anybody who really knows me outside of YouTube, is to fuck a bitch up. And do you understand how much I have to work in this life outside of you and on YouTube not
Mm-hmm.
to fuck around like that?
I get it. But what I'm talking about is something that is more or less in your core. Like it knew you before you knew yourself. Like there were things that were going on inside you that you didn't even recognize necessarily what they were. And as you got older, you recognize what they were and what they point to. My thing is, you cannot act on them, but that doesn't change that it's inside of you. And that is, I don't know. Because I just try to reckon it to my own self. Like I cannot see myself trying to change something as innate as in I'm attracted to men. I can change my behavior and date a woman or marry a woman or be with a woman, but that does not change my natural inclination that I am attracted to men. I will always be attracted to men, and men is what I want. So
I
that does that in some ways shortchange the person that I choose to focus my attention on that is not even natural for me. I'm just doing this because I think that it is the natural order of things and that this is what I should be doing.
will and I agree with you, but that's the thing about that, about what you should be doing.
Well, I
I
say what
mean,
people say I should be doing.
well, no. And when I say you, I'm not speaking about you. I'm speaking about in
Yes.
general.
Mhm.
Because if we're gonna talk about what we should be doing, I should be a housewife, barefoot and pregnant,
Right.
letting a man tell me what in the hell to do, and me not having my own career. That's what I should be doing, according to some people. I think that Brian is trying to find himself But the thing is, who you are, you don't necessarily need to place all of who you are on the Bible, because if you believe that God is your creator, then he already created you. So, when I saw him really trying to use the Bible about why he is wrong in his life, and I understand people saying that everybody has a choice to make. We do have a choice to make.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is, how many people are you going to fuck up when you make that choice?
Mm-hmm. Including yourself.
Well,
Correct.
this is the thing. Can J.Dunn, let me ask you as a gay woman, is
Mhm.
it is it can Brian be making the choices that he's making and feeling the way he feels about his homosexuality and it not affect you at all, not bother you at all, it not be none of your damn business at all? Is it? I'm not dogging you. I'm just saying. Can
Yeah,
he?
no, none of his choices is my business at all.
No,
Brian,
I'm saying just you. I'm saying even like with how Jay Wilson did him. Can Brian feel how he feels about his homosexuality and it not affect anyone else's homosexuality?
yes, that's the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I've heard him say that plenty of times, and that's really not my business.
Right. Okay.
But when it comes to people feeling conflicted, like at the end of the day, if Brian self destructs, he is only hurting his life. But if he gets wrapped up with a woman and children, and that's not really where he should be, then you are not only self destructing your life, but now you got kids involved. You got that other person involved, the woman that you decided to be with. And I mean, that's something that everybody should take into account. I take that into account all the time. And that's the reason why I'm true to myself every single day. Because I don't want to have to deal with a man and then have children, bring children into the world. And not only am I dealing with that man, but I'm also dealing with his mother, his father, his siblings, their kids. I mean, when you fake the funk like that, you are really disrupting the lives of so many people.
I
And that's
believe
all
that.
I'm saying.
I believe that. And I believe that. But check this out. If Brian does that and he flourishes, I bet the LGBT will be like, nah, he still want a man. Why he can't have flourish though and stay with that woman, take care of them children. But I just feel like even if we see that from Brian in the future, it's gonna be I ain't gonna say all the LGBT, but it's gonna be certain folks over here in the sector that's LGBT that's gonna be like, he out.
Well, I mean, if Brian flourishes in whatever he tries to do, then, his business ain't my business.
Okay.
I mean, Brian can't dictate what hoe I lick tomorrow. So why would I feel like I could dictate what he is doing?
Steve Austin, you promoting messiness with that. Brian better keep a piece on the side as a see. That's what I'm saying. That's that same shit. I bet he still wants some dick. He better keep a piece on the side. Why he can't fully commit to that? Just like you want him to fully commit to being gay, girl. I can't. I gotta. I can't do it. Y'all say I cannot. It's so many. It's so many hypocritical natures to a lot of stuff that everybody says. But since we're talking about homosexuality, it's like it's an understanding.
Chelsea, you there? Or cemented? Damn it. I'm sorry.
No,
Cemented.
I'm here. My shit blacked out. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah,
Okay,
we hear
yeah, I
you.
can hear you.
Yeah, I wasn't holding the screen. I was and it blacked out. I'm sorry. What tripped me out is like a lot of times, like you sit up and you're listening and you get from the LGBT and you want to, you know, be down with, feel for LGBT just as humans. As I love the fact that you're still my brother, my sister, whatever, my cousin, whatever, right? And then and it's this whole thing. We're not a monolith. We're all these different things. We're all these different people, these different categories and terms and stuff like that. But then when somebody like Brian enters the mix, now it ain't no categories and all that. You know what I'm saying? Now it ain't no understanding that there's a whole different there's a lot of people on the spectrum of LGBT. You know, and for Steve to sit up there and say, and Steve, I'm not trying to jump on you, and this is just shit I see all the time from the LGBT community that really just I don't understand it. How can you ask for folks to understand all of y'all spectrum, but you don't understand other folks' spectrum? Brian, why would Brian need to have a little piece on the side just to be satisfied? Why couldn't he eventually be satisfied? Or why couldn't he not even fuck with bitches until he's satisfied with bitches and have a good motherfucking life? I'm sorry, I got pissed off. And have a good life with the woman. You know what I'm saying? That's that messy bullshit. That's that unacceptance coming from LGBT. That's unacceptance coming from LGBT right there.
Well, I will accept Brian, whatever decision he makes, I will accept it.
No, I don't have a problem with it. Excuse me, J.Dunn, if you'll let me speak one time real quick. No, I don't have a problem with the LGBT. I don't like inconsistency and hypocrisy, baby. If it's supposed to be understanding going towards the LGBT needs to have understanding coming back out. Brian is on a spectrum of LGBT. And LGBT asked for us to look at them as a spectrum of all different forms of non-traditional sexuality. Okay, so don't do it unbought. Don't do it. You're gonna have to come a lot harder than that with me, baby girl or baby boy. Okay, and don't try that. This last little comment. Can she? Why you ain't guarding Brian then? Why y'all not guarding Brian? And you have some kind of caveat as to what Brian should be doing. Why are you not accepting him?
But cemented. So they probably not got guarding Brian because Brian don't even know if this where he want to be.
But he's saying it's a possibility for him though. And just by him saying it's a possibility for him, I'm getting a lot of hate from LGBT against him. Why?
But cemented. When have we ever won a space game by betting on the possibles? No.
Oh, talk about dominoes. I can't play spades.
Oh, okay. Well, you know how people be like, I got 2 in a possible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they be like, I got 2 in a possible. So you saying that this is possibly what Brian is, and I'm just saying the people up in here may have a difference of opinion because he don't even know where he is. How can you respect or how can you expect people to understand where he's coming from when he is still trying to find himself?
But my thing is, even with him saying options and talking about possibilities, I'm trying to understand why is that being hated on. And Bot says, we want respect. We don't care if you understand it. Baby, I'm not saying I don't understand it. I'm saying if you want respect, why you ain't giving it? Why you ain't respecting this man in his own life? I see you, Bot. I see you, baby. Okay. I see you and your bullshit. If you want respect, why you ain't giving this man no respect?
I think that a lot of people, like, it's caused such a stir because of just who Brian is. Brian is, I don't know, he's just very unique.
Yeah.
He's so funny, he's so entertaining, and you can tell that he's very conflicted in a lot of things, and he's very honest. So I think that elicits a lot of people's opinions. And I think that most people do want the best for him, whether they're saying one thing or the other. We just want him to be happy.
Me too. But I'm not thinking that some of the people in the comment section are really wanting him to be happy. They want him to be more so to their
on that side, the way they want him to be.
Take a hard stance, yeah. And I want him to take a hard stance towards heterosexuality. I want him to do what he needs to do, whatever he feels like he needs to do to be comfortable in life. Because this life is so short, and it can be very hard and very confusing. So if you can figure out some kind of way to be happy most of your days, run it. And at the end of the day, in the by and by, you take that up with God, not me.
Yeah.
It don't sound like you were supporting Brian Umbaugh, but you know, it is what it is. It really don't. And when you have Brian saying that he may decide that he doesn't want to live a homo, Brian, to me, what I don't know what he said, if this is true, but to me, Brian saying I am a homosexual man, but I do feel I can hear even in Brian over the last like year I've been watching him pretty much. He's even made thoughts like, I've been seeing some nice looking women, and inside of me, I feel a little tingle, a little dangling, like you know what I'm saying, a little buzz. You know, so maybe, I'm like, okay, well, explore, I guess. Explore that. Golly. And I like what Mercury says, try being happy with or without sex. Hallelujah. Come on, I like that. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, but that's one of the things that I have to say is that you cannot get through your trauma by trying to explore people sexually, because then you will become emotionally unavailable to the people that you are trying to be sexual with. Been there, done that.
Yeah. Come on, Jay.
Like I done fucked a lot of bitches. I done made a lot of promises that I didn't keep. But you have to be available. You have to be available for the people. And whether it's a man or a woman that Brian chooses, he's going to have to be available to that person. And until he can get himself emotionally equipped to deal with somebody, then you will just be fucking without a purpose. Which the reason why I say fucking without a purpose is because I did that so many times, y'all. I do. In my early 20s, I used to fuck without a purpose all the time. Like there was no purpose. I wasn't trying to be with you. I didn't want to introduce you to my family. I was just fucking without a purpose. And I think that with Brian, if he does decide to convert, then that's going to be even a heavier burden on him, because then he's going to have to follow through with what he said.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't trying to be no Andrew Caldwell now.
He said he might explore that tingle. So yeah, and so let me say this also. Okay, this is kind of like taking a step away from the Brian thing or whatever, but still talking about maybe like aspects of homosexuality. So J.Dunn, you've been talking a lot of shit like a nickel would the last couple of days. I have been offended by your mouthpiece.
Okay, well then address me. What you
always
about?
talks like that.
Do she, girl? Because I just started
Yeah.
watching J.Dunn about like 90 days ago, like pretty every day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh my God. And like,
Chelsea, I asked her, does she talk like this in her relationship? She says she does not.
J.Dunn, you sound like a throwed off crazy a nigga that I would have to, like I said, I don't fight, I don't argue, but I'll beat that bitch up. J.Dunn, you be sounding crazy to be a woman.
Well, but if we're gonna be honest to the both of y'all,
okay,
I didn't even start speaking like this for real about women until a woman tried to kill me.
Okay.
Like we ain't gonna leave out that part.
Yeah, because I was like, do she even really like women? Because she talks very, ooh, and she said it hit you right in your soul when she says the stuff that I'm like, wow, I don't think she like women.
I said, girl, you are taking that to a whole different level sometimes, J.Dunn. Like when you was talking about history, I don't want no hysterectomy pussy. I was like, hold up, now I've been having hysterectomy this year. Not saying I want you to want my pussy. I'm saying that niggas really be trying to act funny if you had a hysterectomy. And it's like, bitch, almost bled out, ho. I'm not gonna bleed out every day. I mean, every motherfucking month for 2 months. I mean, for 2 weeks every month.
Well, I think she was just saying that her goal is to have a family.
I know, but to be calling it hysterectomy pussy is
I got
real nigga shit.
Yeah.
But the same woman who told me flat out that she had a hysterectomy. She been running around here acting like that I wanted her when I told her that that's not what I want because I cannot have the family that I choose with that. And and I apologize if I offended anyone, but I'm just being blatantly honest with it. Cause I'm 36. People say at 36, my eggs might need to be frozen and
Mm-hmm.
all this kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, well, if I'm at the age where my eggs might need to be frozen, but then a woman who has did all of that and cannot even procreate, so that means that you can't even start a family, but you expect me to deal with your kids that you already got here by niggas that I didn't approve of. Like, how does that work?
But J.Dunn, do you understand that you could get into a situation where you may need a hysterectomy? So why would you if you wanted to clown her, why would the clown feature be hysterectomy pussy though?
No, I wasn't trying to clown her. What I was simply saying was that I do have age limits for a reason because people was trying to call me an ageist. And I'm not an ageist. People can grow and people can get older and all this. I'm not an ageist. But what I was saying, now with men can mess with any man, no matter what the age of the man is, because the man is still going to be thriving. But women, on the other hand, in lesbian relationships, it's different. So where people were trying to say that I didn't like people who were older and 40 years old and I'm an ageist and I'm 50, people who had 50-year-old or people who were 50-year-old, I'm an ageist. No. The fact is, if you do have a goal within your relationship, which most people do, there are some women out here who are too old to fulfill my goal.
So why would you deal with them? Like at the point when the bitch said she had a or excuse me, when the lady said she was here I go to when the lady said I had a hysterectomy and you knew that didn't fit in your plan, why keep going forward with her?
Because I was dealing with COVID. I done said this many times.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Go ahead. Tell me.
Yeah, I had COVID at that particular time. So I wasn't even able to leave my house because I was quarantined by the doctors.
Mm-hmm.
So all I could do was deal with the person up on my phone.
So you used her.
Yeah.
Go
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? You knew you weren't gonna fuck with her, and you used her for company, and that's what niggas do. Like I know you kind of nigga, but don't be nigga to the bitches.
But look, no, I was enjoying the conversation and the company. Yes, I was. If I could have had went outside of my house and been with regular women, I would have. But at that
Regular
time,
women, girl, girl, where you live at? Let's meet up and fight. Talking about regular women.
I told you I was in Cobb County. You about to pull up.
I should pull up talking about some regular women. Folks with hysterectomies is regular too, girl. You mean childbearing women? I'll take that. Where's
Okay.
Shelly at? Shelly seemed like she felt a little funny when you were saying that shit yesterday too.
I don't know where Shelly done went.
Oh, go ahead.
But for real though, cemented.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean any harm by what I was saying, but I was just trying to be factual because I get tired of people trying to call me an ageist. When in lesbian communities, you really have to be aware of all of these things.
All right. So, do you feel like removed from your womanhood in any level as a lesbian? Because you said
No,
stud, so you're a lesbian. So, well, you're a lesbian, and then there's like categories of lesbian. Is the way I understand it is stud, femme, and all that stuff, right? So, as a lesbian, since you're not a stud, do you feel removed from your womanhood? Because it feels like you do a little bit.
no, I don't. I don't feel removed at all.
Okay.
I mean, every month I'm reminded
Yeah.
of my womanhood.
Okay. Because I mean, J.Dunn, like you do be talking hard on women though. So when you be calling bitches hysterectomy pussy, you don't feel no kind of way. Like, what the fuck?
I don't, because in that particular instance, I'm talking to that woman. I'm not talking to every woman. I'm talking to that woman.
But even that woman's hysterectomy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I just want to know where you come from. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, I was like, whoa, the other day. I was sitting here making my bacon and my eggs. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, J.Dunn, wait a minute. And Shelly was even the same way. She was like, what? Hold on. But then you kept talking over her.
We that's the thing, because now I done been on here for almost 5 years.
Okay.
And I ain't never came through and talked about the hysterectomy pussy until a hysterectomy bitch tried me. If I hated women with hysterectomies, I would have talked about it 5 years ago.
But you made it seem like because she had a hysterectomy, she was less desirable.
Well, that's facts, because she cannot provide for me what I might need.
But that's different. Do you notice that that's different than how you brought it out though? You brought it out like she was a scum, like kind of like hysterectomy scum, as compared to saying she had a hysterectomy and she was not, the long-term relationship was not going to work for me because she wasn't going to be able to provide what I needed. You made
You made it. I have said that before in other lives. Hold on, Choreo Lover is back here. Let me make sure it's her.
Okay.
Hi, J.Dunn. Hi, J.Dunn. Good morning, everyone. Or good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, I'm happy that you joined me after I had cussed you out the last time.
Girl, you cussed me.
You cussed this lady out too.
Girl, she's cussed me out about 2-3 times. Okay.
But I'm happy
having a different person every day this week.
No, the last time Choreo was up here saying something that I disagreed with. But how you doing, Choreo?
I'm doing fine. I think that as long as she cusses, if she was really mad at me, she would block me. She's never blocked me. So, and we go back and forth, and it's okay. J.Dunn knows I support her, but I didn't mean to break up the flow. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just saying about the hysterectomy. Like, it's not really a jab, but I find it interesting that a woman who knows what I've already communicated to her that I want would then come on here and say that I wanted her so much when she knows that she can't provide what I already told her.
Okay.
Can I say something, please?
Mm-hmm.
I went to school for dance, and I'm a woman who, even though nothing's wrong, I chose not to have kids because it would have stopped my career. And I also felt like that I never had the mothering instinct. I wasn't, nurturing. I recognized myself. I wasn't that nurturing type of person that would be good to have children. But it was a conscious decision. And I just wanted to throw that in there that sometimes women just choose not to.
Yeah.
And another question, J.Dunn, is do you think with all the panels that have talked about this subject, which I think is very important in the beef sector, do you kind of feel like the gay men were represented and they didn't talk that much about lesbianism?
Correct, because I've been the only lesbian voice over here for a long time. Of course, there have been some people who are imposters. But I've been pretty much the only lesbian voice out here.
Okay, because I kind of felt that there were like, what, 5 lives concerning this, and the lesbian aspect was never really talked about. And that kind of bothered me because I'm not gay, but I think that it's important to include lesbians in this talk about the gay experience. So that's all I wanted to say, and that's all I wanted to ask. Thank you so much for having me on the panel. And it was nice to be up here with Guilty Pleasure. It's nice to meet you. I've seen you around. And Cemented, I've heard about you, but I've never visited your chat. But you guys have a nice day.
Girl,
But
it was all fine.
Corio, before you
It was
leave,
fine on me.
Corio, before
Yes.
you leave, Cemented is the real OG.
Oh,
Yeah,
for real?
long, long, long time. And if you heard about me by any of these hoes like Jay Wilson, it was lies.
I don't judge. The good thing, I'll let you know, I don't judge. I meet people where they're at, and if you're nice to me and I come in your chat, I'm nice to you.
Oh,
Okay.
nice to meet
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
All right.
Cemented.
Thank you for coming up. Okay.
Cemented, do you remember that I'm the person I met you at a meet and greet?
Hold on, who's saying this? Which? Oh
Do you remember that?
no,
Many years ago when you
talking about
first
had
came to
one.
Atlanta.
Wait, when I first came to Atlanta,
I think it was, yeah.
I thought it was during the blackout. And what's her name? Freak. They're always talking about support. Ghetto View was there
And we were at the
at Uncle Julio's.
I
is
was
that
at
what it
the
was?
blackout. I was at the blackout, y'all.
I thought we were at what's the place that everybody used to go to? Dave and Buster's. That's not where we were.
Oh, you met me with yeah, I was there too with Kevin and them, Kevin and Mikhail. Oh, not Mikhail, but Kevin and Rox and the little yellow girl. What's her name?
Yeah, I think that's when it was. And that's when I subbed to you.
You talking about Miss P? Miss
No,
P?
the other yellow one that lived here.
Yellow that
She don't
lives
live here anymore. Doesn't she live in Florida or something?
I don't know. She had a little baby a couple years ago, and she used to oh, what is her name?
You don't remember J.Dunn? She used to have a channel and her husband, what did her husband do? Her husband did something. And then she ended up getting some kind of endorsement or big deal or something. And
Yeah.
she moved to Florida.
Thank you, Taylor Made. Yeah, I forgot what her
talking
name
about.
is.
I don't know.
She got
I'll
into
have to
it
think
with
about it.
Justin J. Remember Justin J cussed her out and talked about like a dog.
Ashley Miller?
Huh? Not Ashley Miller. No, this
She
is
was short,
and
light
skinny.
skin.
Light skin, black hair, skinny. And Justin J got into it real bad. Yeah, Sweet Connections. Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we all went to a meet and greet at Dave and Buster, but I don't remember you. I know what your name is when you used to be on my channel all the time. So I'm not gonna say, but I don't remember meeting you. I'm so sorry. I had to go back to them pictures.
Yeah, you are, and I was just saying that to tell people that Chelsea is very personable, very bubbly, very I think a people person. Yeah, so she's always been true to who she is.
Well,
Yeah, and I can tell y'all that I was at the blackout 1 and 2, and I was at the main event.
So you were at the one that was on Old National?
Yeah, that's where I went. Mm-hmm.
I went to that one too with my daughter. My daughter begged me to go, and we went. Yeah, so I guess I would have seen you there.
I was there with my daughter too and her friend.
Yeah, because Rox brought her kids.
Yep.
And I remember Ashley was there. Ashley was super quiet.
Yeah, over to the side.
Shy.
Was sweating too for some reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Ashley being there. I really had went there to see Much Love, but Much Love didn't show up. She didn't show up at the last minute.
But Justin was there. All the
Yeah.
other folks was there. It was some other dude, gay guy, kind of skinny. What was his name? He had been around for a while too. Before
somebody was there doing the most, and I can't remember who it was.
It was this guy I'm talking about, I think.
Yeah, and I can't remember his name.
Skinny, and he had been around before, like a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what.
He was doing a lot of dancing and
Oh
stuff.
no, you talking about it starts with an A. Justin J friend, and he had that.
Oh, was it Adrian?
No, Adrian is
Adrian with that lace, that black lace on.
Okay, yeah, I remember Adrian. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that was whenever Justin blew up. I don't know if y'all know that, but after the first blackout, we all went to Piedmont. Me, Justin, Adrian, the Scorpion show. Well, it was just Kevin there because Mikhail didn't show up.
Yeah.
And then we all went to Piedmont and Piedmont, and then Justin was out there and had filmed Sheree trying to charge $5 for a picture. And he made a video, and he ended up going viral with that video.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I remember.
Yep.
J-Dunn, I do not remember you, but J-Dunn, I have been looking at places like, because my whole thing is I'm finna start really, since I have to stay in Atlanta for the next couple years, I'm like, okay, I need to just like Atlanta and figure out a place to go. So I'm looking at different places all around, and I swear I see you and this lady at some, I forgot what the name of the club was. It's you and two other ladies. Do you be at the club letting people take pictures of you?
I've done that before, but not since the pandemic. No. You heard me, Chelsea? Or see
Can you
me?
hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay,
Yeah,
now
we
I
can hear you.
Yeah.
But since the pandemic, I've not been out and about like I normally am.
No, then this was just like last month that in the picture was current. Yeah. Okay. It was
Oh no, no, I don't think that was me.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, just let me know if you want to do a meet and greet out here. I mean, to be honest, I don't mind doing a collab where we could do a meet and greet. I'm in touch with Heidi, and Rick Reed. And I mean, if we really want to make it a like an Atlanta YouTube event, we could do it. But it's up to you.
Okay. Well, J-Dunn, listen, some of my bona fides had even asked me that. But J-Dunn, you be tripping. And see, my thing is, y'all ain't never seen me get ignorant. So I was like, when folks be meeting J-Dunn be doing them bad. Yo. I was like, then I'm going to get completely ignorant. Yo.
No, wait a second. See, Minty, I have seen you be ignorant before. Girl, didn't I tell you that I watched you at the damn house with the dude with the puppy dog, the little plush puppy, D-Miss?
Oh, D-Miss, yeah.
Yeah, and then when Sean first came over, child, I've been watching you. I done seen you be ignorant.
Okay. I was like, look, I ain't trying to get no doxation and no bullshit going on with J-Dunn. Well, really, I ain't
Girl, I ain't gonna try to dox you. No.
They didn't put my address out and all kind of shit everywhere, so I ain't even I ain't tripping off that. My address, all kind of shit. At my other job called me in there. I changed jobs after that. Called me in there, asked me about, but child. So it ain't no.
That's crazy.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna try to dox you about nothing.
They just try to call CPS and everything on me. So
I'm not trying to do none of that to anyone. If y'all notice, the only hoes that I done did that with is hoes that fucked with me.
Oh,
See,
okay. Pussy. So okay, cool.
Yeah.
We ain't got to worry about it.
It's not even this. It's not even necessary. But yeah, well, y'all, I guess we could end this because I think Rihanna went live. Y'all, that's why most of the people done left, which I knew that she was about to go live.
Yeah, I think she had it scheduled.
Yeah, and I don't know what she about to bring over there, but I would love to go and see over there. Did y'all have any closing words?
No, listen, I love everybody. I hope everybody is able to find some peace and happiness in their life. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna support what makes people find that peace and happiness in their life. Period.
Thank you. And Cemented, you see Rose Bennett said she'll open her purse to help me with a meet and greet. Look at Rose Bennett. Look at God.
Go ahead, Rose.
Rose Bennett.
You should do if you do a meet and greet, I'm rolling up. I'm pulling up.
Okay. I've been trying to figure it out, child. I just don't want nobody to get no COVID or monkeypox, girl. So I've been scared.
I'm gonna just let niggas know that you can drive with a shotgun in Atlanta. So I just want to let motherfuckers know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no. If I did a meet and greet, then I have to really have I would have to plan it and really have some security there.
Yeah, you would come for the shit. You should have a private one and just invite folks that you know who ain't gonna bring no bullshit, just like Jay Wilson trying to do, and then just video it. Then don't make a public show of it so that folks can just come as they want to. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking about that too, and that's the thing. You see, DC Kool-Aid and Lisa said, J.Dunn, I'm coming to be your security.
Okay,
DC, she'll come to be the security.
Come on, DC.
Right. People been telling me that I should start small if I want to do it. So maybe that'll be something that I'll try to think about in 2023.
That's what's up.
That would be cool.
I'll definitely pull up.
It's
Okay.
been interesting as always, J.Dunn. I love to hear your thoughts. You're very raw and uncut and just straight with no chaser. I find that very interesting. And also, Chelsea is that way as well. So I always enjoy stuff like that.
Well, thank you. Well, I appreciate both of y'all for joining me here. And I guess I'll get ready to conclude this live.
Hold on
All
one
right.
second. Guilty. Would you call yourself a bona fide? Because I thought I called you a bona fide.
Yes, I would.
Okay. So that
Yes.
look, we didn't came to the bona fides that came to, and pulled up on you, Jay Wilson. I mean,
See, you
J.
remember my conflict is I love you, and I know that y'all finna be
James.
mad at me. I love Pastor too.
Oh, Pastor.
Yeah, but I do.
Hey,
You know, I be in there fighting for you.
thank
You
you.
know,
You know
I
the
do.
ones that want to
God.
is the ones that
I
say they
am
love me and love James. So
coming back.
I can see someone loving me and loving Pastor, but loving me and loving James, nah.
Oh yeah.
That
So
don't even make
yeah,
no
but
sense. I
when
don't
he
even want
say
to fuck
little
with
stuff
nobody like
about
that.
you, I get in there and I tell him, "Oh, that's not true," or that you just trying to be, yeah. But I know he's super shady, and I think he really likes you too. But uh, he is who he is.
You talking about Jay Wilson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
James really likes me too. But
You think? Yeah.
But anybody telling me, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Anybody tell me you like me and James, I'm side eyeing you. They don't even make no
Uh-oh.
sense.
All right, ladies.
Listen, I do like you and James.
Now, J.Dunn, why you say that? Because I really do have a hang up by that. That don't make no sense to me.
I had to say it for you to have the side eye on me.
Oh God.
Bye, girl. All right. Talk
All
to y'all
right,
later.
bye, ladies. Have a good rest of your Sunday.
Y'all too.
Okay,
Right.
y'all too. And
Bye.
and Taylor May, I see you here up in the chat. You missed me yesterday, Taylor May, but please send me the email. Email me your cash out. Because I was trying to give back for the because I missed Ronnie Q's thing where Ronnie Q was doing the giveaway to the subscribers. And because I missed that, I had said that I was going to try to reach out to a couple of moderators here, and then have them to contact me via email. And Robin was here. Thank you for being here, Properly Live. And Robin was here yesterday when I first announced it. But I know TaylorMade is typically here the next most of the time. And so TaylorMade, if you send me your Cash App in the email. Oh, you put it right here. Okay. Let me copy it. Well, I can't even copy it through the StreamYard. TaylorMade, can you put in the email? Well, child, let me go to my Cash App to put it. Because I was like, well, because I did miss the thing that Ronnie Q had, I was like, well, I guess I could just give to my moderators on this channel. Because last year I was giving to my subscribers on my other channel. So let me see if I can get TaylorMade. Okay, so I found TaylorMade. And DC, since you up in here, you can give me your Cash App too. And you know how to text me for your Cash App. And I'm just paying it forward to my moderator since I didn't get to participate with Ronnie Q. Yeah, I had to put my message real quick. I can't screenshot it, DC, because I'm on my laptop right now. But it's fine. I just sent the TaylorMade. TaylorMade, let me know when you got it. And DC, if you want to send me your Cash Out, you could text it to me or email it to me or something like that, and then I'll get it to you. And at least then I know that I have blessed. Well, right now I done blessed 2 of my moderators. And then with DC, that'll be 3. And so we'll just go from there, y'all. We'll just go from there. But anyway, happy holidays to everybody. Taylor May, did you get it? Because I don't want these people to accuse me of being a liar. Taylor May said, got it. Thanks, boo. So let me put it right here. Taylor May said, got it. Thanks, boo. So she got it. Okay, y'all. But anyway, let me get off here and see what's going on. I got to be nosy over there by Brianna's. Y'all take care. Y'all be blessed. Don't stress. I'll talk to y'all later. And don't worry about the generational curse and homosexuality. Everybody's going to be okay.